Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily. Hello, and welcome to the meeting of the Webster County Board of Education. We are so glad you have joined us today. Our meeting will begin momentarily.
meeting will come to order. It's a regular meeting of Webster County Board of Education, October 27th, 2025, 6 p.m. in the board's office, and it's also Webster County High School's LSIC meeting night. And on the agenda next is school performance / student outcome / academic goals, which is Webster County High School. And I see way back there in the back if he can make his way up. And we're so glad to have all you people here tonight. Thank you for coming out. So the high school has a big audience.
Draw quite the crowd, Mr. Morph.
Yes.
Are we ready to go?
Yep.
Okay. We're gonna have our local school improvement council. So we had some teachers come last year. Teachers came and presented, and we had foreign language and some classroom teachers. This year, we have our graduation coach and after-school coordinator. And I'll just touch base on that real quick. We got a lot to celebrate. Our graduation rate last year was 97%. A lot of it's the work she does, identifying these kids early, but I think it's also a lot of our teachers that have those relationships with our kids and kind of pull those kids along and making sure nobody slips through the crack. After school, I've never seen it more healthier than what it is now, with the number of kids involved in after school to come to after school. And I think a lot of that as well is we got Jamie Jarvis here with the theater program. This is something new with after school. Our esports club draws a lot of kids, and I think that is it's always great because those teachers in after school, positive role models for our students. It provides a structured environment. They're fed, they get homework help, and they have these activities, which is great as well. Also have Donette Hokum, CTE teacher girl coordinator. She does business, and she'll be able to talk about her program some. Sarah Chambers, new CTE teacher for tourism. This is year 2 for her, so she'll be able to share what she's doing in tourism. When I'm in the classroom, they're doing great work, coming up with ideas of what it's like in tourism, creating brochures, putting on events, or what it would be like to plan for an event with the entertainment and the cost associated with that, and she can share those things. Like I said, Mr. Jarvis, our middle school teacher, also does theater. Mr. Bell and Beth Roberts, another CT teacher, health sciences, have done an amazing job. And another thing, just looking at all of our CTEs is on our balanced scorecard, that's an area we get judged on, is college and career readiness. And that's CTE and the number of dual credit classes that we offer. And that has grown. And a lot of it's Beth and her health science, almost all of her classes are dual credit classes. They're also CTE, but also our CTE teachers as a whole. When you look down through there, we know the job Sergeant Bragg and Petrie do with JRATC, Mike Graham welding and the certification those kids have. Mr. Sandy, Johnny Sandy in carpentry does an outstanding job. And I mentioned Donette, and I also mentioned Beth. So part of that is you have to be a completer, but they also have mock testing. They have to have a passing score on as well. It's more than just completing the coursework, okay? And so those are both areas that we are doing exceptional. And that's on West Virginia Department of Education website. People want to look at it. But there's a lot of great things happening in the school. Also academically, we're doing well. And we know the number one factor, academic success, there's no secret sauce, it's the teacher in the classroom. It always comes back to them. We can supplement their instruction, we can give them resources, but they are the number one difference for academic success. So a lot of great things happening at the high school. I'm going to let my teachers talk about that. Now we're going to start with Michelle Van Hoos.
Hello, my name is Michelle Van Hoos. I'm the graduation coach at Webster County High School, and I wear a few other hats, but I'm going to start out with graduation information. The graduation coach position has been around for almost 15 years now. I've held it since 2016, and since 2016 till now, we have basically gone up every year. We started at 93%. Last year we were at 97.5%. This year it's looking we're going to be around 96% if everyone who is a senior graduates. We've been above the state average every year but one since 2016, and the year that we were not was 23-24. We were 92.3, they were 92.5. But they were ahead of us. Yeah. Other than that, we've had a higher graduation rate than the state average. Let's see. We are trying to do some extras this year to try to get the kids to graduate. We are doing a lunchtime tutoring program, and we are pulling grades of anyone who has right now we're doing Fs, we started the program last week. So if they have an F in math or English, that's our first group as we get everything situated. This past week we had 19 9th and 10th graders and 16 11th and 12th graders that we pulled to come in every day at lunch to get extra help on their classes. 9 and 10 we have 4 teachers because it seems like math in 9th and 10th grade is our biggest weakness. All 19 kids had at least one math class. Most had 2 because they failed Algebra 1 and they're now failing geometry. So most are working on 2 math classes. And in that group, we also pulled in Robin Romano, one of our special ed teachers, because we had a large group of kids who had IEPs, collaborative, who also needed help. So she had a planning that period, and we went ahead and pulled her in and rearranged when her planning was because we were able to. So we ended up with 4 teachers. 11th and 12th grade, we have 2 teachers, myself and Mr. Miller. Mr. Miller is doing the math, which again is our biggest chunk. And with the 11th and 12th grade, with the seniors, we are looking at all the classes they have to graduate, not just English and math, because we seem to have a large group of people failing civics this year. So we are doing a lot of work with civics. Let's see what's next on my list. Credit recovery, we switched credit recovery programs this year. We have used Apex for about the last 10-15 years. But we were not using all of the available licenses anymore because we've managed to get the kids to take it more seriously. We don't have as many kids who need credit recovery anymore. So the new program, we pay per student per half credit, and it's going to end up saving thousands of dollars for the county because we're not paying for the extra licenses we no longer need. Currently, I only have 2 students enrolled in credit recovery because they're the only 2 that have to have it. I would say at the semester there may be a few seniors that end up needing to recover some stuff from the first semester so they can graduate, but at this point we only have 2. Virtual this year at the high school, we only have 3 students enrolled in the virtual program. We have a senior, 2 seniors, and a sophomore. We just finished up the first 9 weeks, and with the exception of 1 sophomore class, the students are passing their virtual classes. They've just come in for a updated meeting to see where they stood. According to virtual, they have to have at least a 70% to be considered passing and stay in the program. The 1 student who was not was given time to fix it because the virtual doesn't work like a high school class. We do grades on the 9 weeks. At the 9 weeks, that grade is set in stone. Virtual builds on itself. So up until the very last day of the class, they can go back and do an assignment and turn it in that they didn't do the first day of the class. So you never know what their final grade is until the end of the semester. And Jamie is going to talk about after school.
Michelle, if you want to go out this way and do
I'm going next. I'm Donna Hokum, and I'm the business teacher. I have many hats there. I'm now the teacher leader also, and I do the Gear Up coordinator. But I just want to say that CTE is important, and I tell my kids it is. And I only have 16 completers this year. Usually I have more, but they changed our program. The state keeps changing the programs, the business programs, so we have to go with that. We also have a simulated workplace called Web Code Printing, and we do jobs for in our school and outside our school. People will call and be like, can you make us 1,000 raffle tickets or whatever? And we do that, and the money goes back into Web Code Printing. I've had some former students. Mr. Hammer, I've had your daughter. Wonderful. And I've had kids go on, and I'm not saying, but I've had smart kids, good kids, that accountants, lawyers, working in management, business administrators, and our very own Chelsea Dillon. She was a business teacher, and now she's over here at the board office, and I'm very proud of her. So I just want to say that we have some good kids coming out of our school that's making themselves known, and they're doing good. And Gear Up. I'm the Gear Up coordinator, along with Sharon Ray, and it's good for our school that we're able to take the kids on college trips to visit. This week is college and career exploration, or college application and exploration, and they're going to apply for 2 colleges, at least 2 colleges. We're helping them fill out their FAFSA and just all different, whatever they need. I nag them all the time that they need to get things done, but they're used to me. And that's what I want to say about our school, that we have a good school, and I love working there. Okay.
Thank you, Donnell.
You're welcome.
And I will reiterate, since we do have some kids here, just like she said, make sure that you get applied for these universities, colleges, or whatever it is you're seeking. I mean, there's been many times, we all know, we have parents here who've had kids that missed opportunities for scholarships and all that. So now that I have all your parents here, please hound your kids. Kids don't make them hound you. Do that. I mean, it is important. It is important. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sarah Chambers. I am the hospitality and tourism teacher this year. I'm new to the county and new to the position, but I'm enjoying it so far and still adjusting. I know it's only the second year that the county's had this program. Came in on year 2, but my kids really seem to be enjoying it. They're kind of learning with me. We also have started a simulated workplace. Still trying to jump through some hoops and get it started, but they wanted to call it the Highlander Compass and have it be almost like a local travel agency, helping people plan how to see things in our area around the state, and directing them on the best time of year to go explore this area and all those sorts of things. I teach 4 different classes throughout the day. I start with tourism leadership, and there are 3 girls in that class that are going to be completers this year in the second year of the program. So I'm excited to see next year how many more students are completers, just to see it grow from there. But in tourism leadership, the group of girls that are completing the program, they have really been spending some time looking at leadership styles and analyzing their own leadership styles and how to communicate better, because that's something I realized that they hadn't done before. So we spent a lot of time working on that. They're about to start working on a big unit with advertisement and marketing, and hopefully going to be working with the local CVB and the Woodchoppers Museum to help out with that. I have some students that are going to be designing stickers and postcards and things to sell and give away down there at the museum, which is exciting. I also teach tourism operations, which is more of the behind the scenes things. How do these tourist attractions and these state parks and all of the things, how do they run? How do they decide what's going to happen next, and how do they allocate their resources and all of that? And that's been really exciting. Those 2 classes are small groups of kids in there, because those are the upper level courses of the program. My afternoon classes are some larger groups, but those are the kids that I'm thinking are going to come back and complete the ones next year that they don't have yet. That's Intro to Tourism and Travel West Virginia, and we're having a lot of fun with that and learning a lot. My Intro to Tourism students have been working on going through all 9 tourist regions and studying not only how to label them on a map, but why are they named the way that they are? What do they have to offer? Here in the Mountain Lakes region, we have so much more than they realize. I had students come in at the beginning of the year talking about how there's nothing to do around here, and there's nothing fun, and there's nothing good about this area. I want to leave here so bad, and I'm starting to see them come around through the program, not only just realizing that tourism is really the only industry growing right now in the state, but also, locally, like here, where they can actually see it. It does a lot more for them than they thought. And the same thing with Travel West Virginia. That's the group that I'm really wanting to get out and explore some stuff with. But they're the ones that are planning some hiking trips and maybe some skiing and things like that. So hopefully you guys will be hearing more about that once we get those ideas settled. The biggest thing right now, though, and if you guys decide you may want to participate, we are this week sending out a survey to our student body and our teachers, trying to narrow down some events that we may host for our students and our families. And I can send you guys that survey, and you can put in your ideas, or you can just wait and see what we decide to host and come out and join us for those events. But that's my goal for my completers next, is to really work on their customer service and how to actually be part of the hospitality industry, because it's more important than we think, and it really is the fastest growing industry in the state. So thanks for starting the program here, and thanks for letting me continue it and jump in here at the beginning.
Thanks. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody.
Jamie Jarvis.
If you don't know who I am, I'm Jamie Jarvis. So they gave me a list of things to go over. I'm going to kind of hit these quickly. A lot of things have been said that are fantastic things that are going on in the school system. Just to touch on what Michelle had started on with the after-school program. In the first 9 weeks after we started the program, we had 92 kids that had signed up for the after-school program. So in that after-school program, you get e-sports and theater and homework help and first responders club and crocheting club. There's really something for every kid so that they can stay. We are thrilled that out of those 92 kids that stayed, even for homework help, only 10 of those kids ended up failing something on their report card. So we were able to offer those academic supports to help those kids make sure that even though they may have failed something, they still retain some knowledge. So we are excited that program is growing. Since the first 9 weeks ended, we've added a few more, so we're up to 96 in the after-school program. But as far as the theater program goes, we're planning 2 shows this year. We have one that's going to be at the beginning of Christmas, and it's kind of a Christmas comedy, 2 different things. And then in the spring, we're planning to do our first full-length show, not a shortened show. We started to grow big enough, so we're planning to do Disney's Descendants in the spring. Other things that have happened at the school, homecoming was a smashing success. Kids had a fantastic time. The homecoming parade was good. We had a lot of participants in that. Track or treat was my first go around with that this year. So it was a learning curve, but we had 675 people show up for that. Over 400 of those were kids that were actually treating around the track. So that was a massive outreach for our school and our community. And then one of the things was started off as a big stress for me, because it's not every day you get a phone call from the superintendent that says you need to make something happen. So the phone call came, and it came as a flurry of phone calls from Libby first, because I was at a social studies conference. Where are you at? And I'm like, at a social studies conference in Charleston with Allison Pyle. I forgot. The superintendent's here. He wants to talk to you. I'm like, I can't do that. So I wound up talking to Superintendent Arbogast, and he says, so there's this group that's coming through, and I want them at the school. Make that happen. Okay. So he gives me the phone number. I make the phone call. Talk to the lady. She begins to explain, we're probably booked because we've been doing this for over a year. And it was the American Pops Orchestra. I didn't know that at the time. So she calls and she says, well, we're on the phone, and she's like, so I don't think we're going to make it happen this year, but we can get you on the list. She says, but do you know anything about it? And I said, I know nothing about it. This is a directive from my superintendent. Well, let me tell you about it. It's the American Pops Orchestra from Washington, D.C., and I'm going to say, I'm going to stop you. I said, is this the same American Pops Orchestra whose principal conductor and founder is Luke Frazier? Well, you know Luke? As luck would have it, Luke and I went to Alderson Broaddus together in the music department. So I send an email or an Instagram message to Luke, and he's like, I'll rearrange this schedule. We'll be at your school. And we had a conversation afterwards, and he wants to make this a yearly visit to Webster County, if not a twice-a-year visit, because they also go back on tour in March. So we'll be talking about that later, but everything went fantastically. The kids are having a good time. So yeah, I'm going to leave that short and sweet and positive and upbeat, and I can't wait
you could do it.
Yeah.
Listen.
I knew you had it.
He knew you had me. He really had no clue. He was hoping, and so was I. But that's okay.
I knew you had it, man.
But we're all good. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you.
Well, how do you follow that?
Yeah, good.
My name's
You
Jeff.
can do it.
I'm sorry. Well, I didn't come with a script or thing because you guys know I am at no loss for words when it comes to talking about positive things at WCHS. I currently am employed through the after-school program. I do the technology part, so when kids come in and they do not have homework and stuff, we still want them coming in the doors, especially right now with the government shutdown, and we're so worried about our students even eating when there isn't a shutdown. Now it's going to be worse. We know those kids are eating, and while they're there, again, as Mr. Markle said, you're going to have a positive role models there for them. They're going to get homework help. Their bellies are full. They get to play a little bit, and that's where I kind of come in. I do technology, and I use a scaffolded approach to teach kids how to do coding, which is a valued skill. And in the spring, we lean more toward going with drones. And as you guys know, that is an acquired skill. Not an acquired skill, but it is a skill that is going to be very necessary in the future. And another thing that I do in the after-school program, which is very hot and heavy right now, we are currently in our second year of esports. Our esports program, we have a young man here right now who is a participant. We are in our second year, and though the program isn't doing as well as possible, we think we possibly could have 3 teams going to states this season. We're hoping to expand with some possible donations to include a middle school team next year, which would be fantastic because those numbers just go up. And again, we get kids, and I'm a coach who likes to monitor kids' grades very closely. So I'm like, on days you're not participating, you're still in this building after school, you know how to get home, you know how this works. I need you to go see Mr. Barnett. He's going to help you with that math homework. You go see him. Not in here today, you're in there today. So with the esports program, we have, again, we're serving a population that may have been underserved in the past. Not a lot of physical athletes. These are mental athletes. These are problem solvers. These are young men right now. We would love to have some ladies come on board because it is a co-ed sport. It doesn't count against your Title IX or anything, but
So there are no girls?
we currently have, and I'm constantly recruiting. So if you know a young lady who likes video games,
Right now it's 0?
0.
I didn't realize that.
It is 0, but again, it doesn't count against your Title IX.
Right.
But we have had the coach from West Virginia Wesleyan come in and speak to our players and make a couple offers. Concord has been in contact with this young man. They're very interested in him. WVU they're going to Skype in and talk to our folks because they're getting ready for their national championships. And also Glenville State is going to Skype in and talk to us. So not only are we trying to get these young men and hopefully in the future young ladies opportunities to show what they can do, get them to that next step. And money's out there for these folks. And like I said, that after-school program helps me help them because I can send these kids to after-school for homework help. You're already there. So you know what? Today we're seeing that's it. We're getting a decline. You go there. That's about it, folks. Any questions? Anything like that?
Thank you very
folks.
much.
Okay, guys. Good evening. I'm Beth Roberts, and I have the privilege of leading the Highlander Health Science program at Webster County High School. And almost my entire class is here tonight, juniors and seniors. If you have any questions and some former students, please feel free to ask them. I just kind of wanted to give you an update on some of the remarkable work that my students have been working on and how they're making a real difference in our school and our community. From the very start of the year, they've hit the ground running, and they've demonstrated leadership and commitment. They volunteered at the county fair. They supported families at our Track or Treat event recently. They organized our fall blood drive where we collected over 43 pints of blood, and we potentially helped over 120 people in one day. And for that accolade, our school was recognized with the American Red Cross Premier Bonus Award. So that's one of the awards we won for collecting so much blood in a single day. In the classroom, my junior students, several of which are here, are deeply engaged in some hands-on project learning. For nutrition, they were working on a zombie baby project where they were researching nutritional deficiencies and toxicities in infants. And Mr. Markle had the pleasure of getting to judge some of those today as they did their presentations. I'm hoping they were grotesque and entertaining enough for him. Also, my juniors are working on earning their first certifications, and several of them have already completed bloodborne pathogens, and they're going to be moving on to other certifications as we move forward throughout the year. My senior students are beginning projects on Bad News, Barbie. It's a little bit of a disease, disorder, and mental health or addiction issue. And they're reflecting on common health challenges that are specific to West Virginia and to our region specifically, like obesity, smoking, addiction issues. So they're going to research their conditions, portray their worst case scenarios, and then they're going to design the health education interventions. And this goes along with our advanced principles dual college credit class that we're doing. They're also doing a great job at clinicals. I don't know if Lisa or Jimmy or Dr. Mace or Crystal would have any feedback, but you have 4 people in the room that have worked with my students one-on-one and kind of know what we bring to the table as far as professionalism and performance, and I'm really proud because I think they've all done an amazing job so far. I have students in every possible corner of healthcare in this county right now. I'm hoping to grow the program so much that we've got to expand even further. So there's not a department at the hospital that does not have one of my children right now, and I'm thrilled with that. Beyond the classroom, I worked with Zeke and 2 of his peers today, Colton Tanner and William Walkup, and we were selected for the Adventure Student Innovators Initiative, and we had our first meeting today. They allowed for 25 participants statewide. We got 3 of them statewide. I was also selected as a mentor for these young men, and I do plan to mentor any other health science students throughout the state that maybe didn't get a mentor for this project. Each of them will receive a stipend at the end of the project. And I think that's going to help us with our Spark Grant innovation entry this year. I don't know if you guys remember or not, but it's a $15,000 grant. Last year we entered for the first time ever, and out of 86 entries, we were 3rd place. This year, the competition is going to be in Morgantown, and I'm really excited and hope that we place, high enough to be able to attend. The other thing that we're currently working on is the $84,000 Classroom to Career grant. I had to ask for a minimum of 50. They didn't give me a maximum, but I know kind of what I'm looking at getting, and I've been working with Dr. Mace, and Lisa is kind of aware of what we're looking for too, because it's something that I think would benefit not just my program, but all the science programs at the high school and the hospital. It's the Next Gen Highlander Health Lab, which would bring a 3D virtual anatomy and dissection system similar to an anatomage table into our school. It's interactive, it's life-sized, it bridges that gap between our rural school and modern medical education. This is what they use at WVU in medical school, and I want us to have that same level of tech here for our children. And then finally, one of the other things that I'm working on right now is the Teacher Innovation Mini Grant. That should be coming in soon. There was a delay in the money being sent, but it is the Mountains of Resilience project where I've talked to Mr. Markle about student-led mental health initiatives, and as soon as that money comes in, we're going to be kicking that off, where students support families and other students in Webster County and in our community, and they're not just learning hands-on healthcare, they're practicing it, and they're going to be serving as compassionate leaders in our community, helping each other and helping everyone at large. So I'm incredibly proud of my students and what they've accomplished, and I'm grateful to the parents, that they trust me with their children, grateful to the hospital for always backing me and my crazy medical ideas, and grateful to the community, and grateful to you all that I get to be here and do this. Together, we're proving that even in a small rural county, my students can achieve big things, and this program is helping them do just that. So, kudos to my kids.
And does that conclude, or is the principal going to speak again? Is he still? Is that, does that conclude the high school's LSIC? It's coming. Oh, you don't need to.
Yes.
So board members, do you have any follow-up questions for Mr. Markle or any of the staff? What's the biggest need?
At the school, well, I think Mr. Arbogast, we went from the SBA to expand our CTE programs, add one. Last year, some kids that came to me about the agriculture department, and I had like a petition going around, and I got their input, and that's something we're looking at, and also diesel mechanic program, something that aligns with our community needs and businesses in our community. So I know that's what we're going for. That would be great.
We'll go down November 4th.
Yeah, so I mean, that'll be,
$6.5 million.
if we could get that, that'd be awesome, because big
So now
proponent
you're
of
going down,
CTE.
who's going with you? Just you?
I push that with all the kids that come in. I'll harp on the kids to, when we have IEP meetings with students from 8th grade, SAT meetings with our 9th and 10th graders, you fall behind academically and you gotta retake those courses, then those electives and CTE programs that pushes you out of those because you're trying to get through that high school diploma. Don't fall behind, don't dig a hole for yourself, because we miss out on those opportunities. So, yeah.
You think there's big support for diesel mechanics in the ag?
In our community or in general?
You think we got?
Oh, yeah, that would be a big hit. I mean, there's kids that love working on engines. In fact, that's something, you know, when they're in welding, they bring in those projects, and that's part of it, the framing and everything, and they work on trailers and stuff, but they always have something in there as well. Really, you got some talented individuals. Talent looks differently for everyone, you know, and you got talented individuals down there in the art program, and some of the stuff I see that they can design and draw and draft, but you got in welding, there's some really talented kids come out of that welding program, and that's their skill, and that's what they can provide to society, and that's what it's all about, is just making sure we equip this student population, wherever it be, institution of higher learning, enter the workforce directly after school, military, that we equip them with the skills to acquire gainful employment to take care of their family. You know, lift them out of poverty. We know how important education is. Everyone that spoke, educators, know that's how we're going to break that cycle of poverty and lift these kids up out of that. So it's very important education.
I hadn't got a chance to tell you. I'll tell you now. But I got the call last week. I met with, had a very good conversation with Mr. Leslie. He officially sponsored and backed our program, and said he would back it 100% for us to go after the CTE.
Yeah, I mean, that matches our community. I know Leslie Equipment. He's
very
excited.
He said, "Get the money. We'll have a more in-depth meeting. We'll do it over lunch then."
That's awesome.
So, Mr.
Yeah, that's
Leslie,
amazing.
they're 100% behind us, and we're excited to go get it.
Yeah.
Do you know if I haven't followed up with Jason from CAT after the simulator, did we have any students last year that took them up to try to get into that?
I don't know. I think just talking to him last year is kind of late in the game. They wanted to get here earlier, sooner for those kids, and that's another great program that go in for CAT, and they're trained by Caterpillar to work on their equipment, and when they graduate, they get, I forget how much, $20,000 in tools or something. I mean, it's an amazing opportunity. Yeah, they got to commit to work for Caterpillar for 5 years, but it's amazing opportunities for our
I
kids.
haven't followed up with him to find out. I was just wondering if you heard it.
I have not. I'll reach out to Mr. Graham, Mr. Sandy, and see if they had any email correspondence. Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Markle.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Next on the agenda is approval of the minutes. Is there a motion to bring approval of the minutes onto the floor? Susan, is there a second? Lisa. Any corrections or additions to the meeting that was held Monday, October 13th, 2025? And that was Hacker Valley's LSIC meeting.
just one real quick one. At the end of the open session of executive session for student disposition, we just need to add a recommendation regarding the student disposition of a 45-day expulsion. Make sure I have that in mind, so we'll make that change. Other than that, that's all we have. That's all I have.
Okay, yeah. Mike, you have any, Susan, did you see anything? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. No presentations. Now we're down to student dispositions.
I move that we can go into executive session under West Virginia Code 6-9A-4, number 3, to hold a student disposition hearing regarding possible expulsion.
Susan made the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Mike, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carried. We're in executive session.
6:36.
Everyone go red.
Stacy? Okay. We're out. Go ahead. Do you want to finish what you're saying? Okay, we're done? Okay. Board members, while in executive session, you heard my recommendations regarding the 2 student dispositions. On my recommendation at this time, if you would please consider a vote.
All those in favor of the superintendent's recommendation signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now we're down to delegations, which is what most of you are here for. And a lot of you maybe have not spoken before the board. And so we're tickled to have people come and speak. We allow a total of 30 minutes for delegations. And we have 14 people who have signed up to speak. So our superintendent will be the keeper of the time. No participant, I'll just go over a couple of other rules and regulations. No participant may speak more than once on the same topic. No person may address or question board members individually. No participant may refer to a particular student/staff member by name. So since we had 14 people signed up to talk, the superintendent did the math. And
the vice president.
And the vice president. And so it comes to 2 minutes per speaker.
2 minutes and 8 seconds.
2 minutes and 8 seconds. We're going to go in the order that Sarah McGinnis gave them to us in. And our first speaker tonight will be Robert M. Mace, Dr. Mace. So you've got the floor, and if you would just step up to the podium, and there should be something laying there that's kind of like your microphone.
Yes.
And it picks up wonderful.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. So, good evening and thank you for the opportunity to speak. First of all, I'm here to say that there is nothing that suits me better than excellence in education. I'm amazed at what I heard earlier in the evening about how active some of our teachers are and the progress that they're making with the students. Let me say this. I'm a former teacher in Webster County. For those of you that don't know, I taught school here for 1 year in 1964 to 65. And as a result of that, I was listening to what they had to say. They have programs at noon. They have programs after school to help the students with their education. And they sound very, very encouraging and enlightening to someone that's been out of the field this long. So with that in mind, though, I participated in a similar thing because I taught science and biology and was fortunate enough to teach chemistry because nobody else was qualified. So the principal of the school agreed that I could start teaching chemistry 45 minutes before school officially started. So I was the early bird in the morning. Now we have noon sessions and now we have evening sessions. But the reason I'm here this evening is to support and recommend that Mrs. Beth Roberts be recognized and given her CTE credit for her work experience. Webster County is a healthcare shortage area. If we don't encourage our students to go and get an advanced education and then return to the county, folks, don't expect people from New York City to come here and help us. We've got to help ourselves. And the only way we can do that is to retain people like Beth Roberts. Is that the end? Okay.
Moving forward with the who all speaking, raise your hand. If you guys are speaking, do you want me to give you a 30-second When we get to 30
Yeah,
seconds?
That would be appreciated. Because I have one other sentence to say.
Go ahead, say it.
Okay.
Since I didn't give you 30 seconds.
All right, thank you, Mr. Arbiter.
You're welcome, Dr. Lee.
Okay. What I just wanted to say in closing was that she is the teacher that students need, the county needs, and that I need to be able to bring young individuals into this system to assist me professionally and also soon personally. For that is something that unfortunately everybody in this room is going to need sooner or later, and Beth is the one to provide that. Thank you.
And our next speaker is Amber Short.
Okay, so my name is Amber Short, and I'm a former student of Ms. Beth Roberts. I graduated from Webster County High School in 2024, which I was greatly proud of until I heard of the recent changes occurring in our CTE programs, which will terribly impact the teachers and education of the students in Webster County High School. I'm writing to express my deepest concern about the proposed policy 3600, private industry experience for CTE teachers. I'm writing to share how deeply concerned I am with this policy could greatly reduce the pay of Ms. Roberts, a teacher who has changed countless lives, including my own. Ms. Roberts built one of the toughest, one of the strongest, most inspiring health science programs in Webster County. A program not only across the state, but in the hearts of every student she has guided. When I entered her class my junior year, I was unsure and unprepared for the college world. I had no idea dual credits existed until I entered her program and she gave me medical terminology. Through her patience and encouragement in the lessons she taught, I found my confidence and discovered my passion for healthcare. Ms. Roberts' program didn't just teach me skills, it shaped me into the person I am today. Because of her dedication, I am now a nursing student at Davis-Elkins College. I'm in my second year, I'm passing all of my classes. In building on the knowledge and foundation I gained in her program, the certifications and credentials and professional portfolio she had me create has led to scholarships and opportunities I never imagined possible, and such as a job at Webster Healthcare. I come in every single weekend and work at our nursing home, and I plan to work as a nurse in Webster County because of Ms. Roberts. It made me realize how great of a county this is. Beyond the classroom, Ms. Roberts continues to give back to our community in countless ways.
30 seconds.
She volunteers her time and support to Webster Memorial Hospital. So for the policy, such changes would not only punish a proven WVDE compliant instructor, but also harm the students who depend on the quality, stability, and opportunities that Ms. Roberts and this program provide. If Webster County loses Ms. Roberts, students would lose an extraordinary instructor whose credentials, professionalism, and passion are simply irreplaceable. Thank you.
Thank you. And our next speaker is Mildred Irwin.
I'm from the Cowan area, and I'm here in support of Miss Roberts, and known her through the quarter store. I volunteer down there, and we have got acquainted with her for the last 2 or 3 years, helping her out when she needed help with her kids up there. And not only do those kids need her, she needs them because she has so much to give to them. And she helps them out all the time, any way that she can. If they need scrubs, she'll come and say, okay, girls, I need so many scrubs, so many collars. We find them for her. She comes down and she pays for them out of her own money. And, you know, she did other things for that school up there too that most people don't know. She and her husband came down there last year and bought Halloween stuff several times, probably up into $200. She took all of those Halloween outfits and things to the high school for this trick and trunk or whatever you got up there. And then if any of those kids need, maybe one of the kids might need jeans or something, or somebody may need a pair of shoes or something. She don't tell us who. She says, I need this or I need that. We keep it for her. She comes and pays that out of her own money. And I have heard, too, of other kids that gets out of her class that's going to college that needs help. Who do they call to? They call her. She sees she gets her own money or comes around and says, I need this, I need that, and we get it for her. So people does not know what she and her husband has done behind the closed doors. She is one super person.
Kimberly McCourt.
I'll start when you start talking, not 1 minute or a second before.
Okay, good evening. My name is Kimberly McCourt, and I'm not only the mother of a senior student that is a part of this program, but I've watched this program completely transform students' lives, including my own daughter. She has earned certifications, built confidence, and found a clear direction for her future because of Miss Roberts and this career. She has made it more than possible for the encouragement of things that more than my child has done. She not only was a registered nurse, she was a medical assistant, and she has taught these children lots. There's way more in our county that could be done, and because of her and these children, that we may be successful with. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Next, we have, I hope I don't slaughter your first name, Narissa Davis.
Good evening. My name is Narissa Davis, and I'm a senior in the Highlander Health Science program at Webster County High School. As most of you know, our program is so beneficial in so many ways. We have credentials, we get certifications, we do our NOCTI testing. We can become certified in so many different things. She gives us so many opportunities. It has not only helped us as a teacher, but it's like we have our own little family in there. It's so amazing. She has really helped me with like coming to school and stuff. She makes the day worth being there for. She gives us so many opportunities, such as clinicals, being at the hospital, being at Cowan Clinic. She has just really shaped our class, not only ours, but the years before and our juniors that are going to be seniors next year. She has also opened credentials for them that they can do. We will have I think we have a total of 5 college credit credentials that we will receive. Not many other classes have that many, so we are very fortunate that she is able to teach those. So we are eligible to include those in our college journey and have less classes to take because she has already prepared us for those. Not only that, but for some students, this program is literally the only reason they come to school. So that's really saying something. She has had so much experience, not only before this, but with being an RN and everything else that everyone has said. So I really appreciate that from her, that she takes her time and all of her experience just to teach our class and to be a role model for us, to help us with anything that we can overcome in life, because Webster County needs medical professionals, and that could be us. We could be there, we could be helping take care of you in the next 5 to 10 years, and I think that would be a really good opportunity for us, and not only you, because we have learned from an excellent professional. Thank you.
Thank you. This is the one we got a curve. And now we have Morgan Farlow.
Hi, my name is Morgan Farlow, and I'm a junior at Webster County High School. I'm in the Highlander Health Science program, and it honestly really is the classes I look forward to every day. That is most of the reason. I mean, obviously I go to school so I can pursue my career and stuff. I'm the president of our junior class. It's 3 classes, and even though it's the second 9 weeks is already has just started, I have learned so much just by Miss Roberts. I've learned almost 250 medical terminology words that I know I would not have learned if it was not for her and for her curriculum and the way she teaches us. I've learned, we just did our zombie baby project. I learned about toxicities and deficiencies and how that can affect a baby, and not even just a baby, but like people in their everyday lives. I've learned about bloodborne pathogens and infection control and really important stuff that not like just nurses need to know, but everybody needs to know. And Ms. Roberts did a really great job with that, and she really helps everybody in the school, not just our nursing program. Thank you.
Thank you. And our next speaker is Beth Roberts.
I'll go last if there's any time left. I'd rather yield my time to other people.
Okay.
Okay.
And our next speaker then is Franklin Isabel.
Hello, folks. I'm Frank Isabel. I want to speak to you today in general about post-secondary education. Anybody know what, as a whole, does anybody know what the graduation rate and placement for a college graduate is, a two-year college graduate? Does anybody know the answer to that? In the field of their chosen profession, does anybody know what the placement rate is? 24 to 37%. Do you know what the placement rate is in vocational? 78%. Almost 3 times the result. Do you know what the post-secondary education cost for a tech school is? Diesel school. $15,000. You know what a 2-year education in college costs you? $30,000. Why have we spent 30 years pushing only college education? And you're going to tell me that you don't. Yet during that 30 years, that VOTEC has shrunk in half. Half. It is half the size. And then you moved other students into it, so you can never use it for that purpose again. Why are we doing this? I mean, what's the goal here? Is it to create an entire society of students who can't function and are buried in debt that they can't pay back? You have programs that are working, and you're literally trying to cut them off at their knees. My dad used to tell me, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, why are we trying to fix something that ain't broke? If what you're doing is working, don't try to fix it. If all teachers are created equal, then why aren't all the classes excelling? If you push a teacher out because you cut their pay, who are you replacing them with? Somebody. Maybe they're qualified. I mean, they got your credential, they got the college degree. But does that make a good teacher? No, it doesn't. Yes, sir. We all know good teachers. We all remember them from our childhood. Yet you're trying to literally run one out of this county right now. May not be your stated purpose. If you're going to shake your head at me, I'll point directly at you. May not be your stated purpose, but that's what you're going to do. You don't have to like the outcome of it, but that will be the outcome. Are you going to pay somebody more to come here from a different county? Enjoy all time.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Probably slaughter the last name. Brandon Tierney.
It's Tierney, isn't it?
Yeah, Tierney. Usually it's Tiny if you're a telemarketer. Hello, I'm Brandon Tierney. I work for the Teachers Union, Education West Virginia, and I'm here tonight to talk about Policy 3600. What does Webster County have in common with 20 other counties in the state? You can't make less money than those counties. So basically there's 34 counties in West Virginia that pay more than Webster County. Why? You don't have an excess levy. You can't afford to do it. I'm not pointing fingers at you, but I'm just saying without things like an excess levy, you lose things. And one of those things are being able to pay your teachers and service personnel more. So what I want to talk about 3600 is it's a very good policy with 2 bad places in it. For a county to give a 1-to-1 trade for your time of service prior to coming to education and give you that year unlimited is a big deal, and I applaud that. But there's a problem with it, and it has to do with the last sentence, I believe in the second section. It says, experience credit will not be awarded for work performed prior to the teacher being eligible to hold a CTE position and required West Virginia Department of Education endorsement. And the word eligible to me is a little ambiguous. I don't know how to interpret it, and I work for the union. Because your state superintendent can waive the requirements it takes to be a certified teacher. They can do it 1 year or multiple years. And I'm sure Webster's like every other county, you have several teachers on permit because they're not certified teachers. So does that mean everyone who's working in the private sector who doesn't hold the eligible things to be a CTE certified teacher, none of those people will get experience anymore? If so, that's terrible because you're already in a county that pays the least. The only thing you're protected about basically is everyone around you pays the least too. One thing I would like to point out, seems like we're picking losers in the CTE program, but yet winners in the board office get to stay status quo. There are 55 paid vacation days in this board office at the cost of almost $20,000. Yet we don't see any of that being cut by this board. And if you look back, that was passed in 2021, so it hasn't been precedent that long that we give paid vacations to the board office, yet we're cutting CTE teachers. Thank you.
Thank you. And our next speaker is Ezekiel Gray.
Good evening.
Now, the top, it actually has two names. Now, is Rebecca Payne going to speak with you, and then your all's time combined, or just you?
No, we've decided since it was a small amount of time out.
You're going to, okay, gotcha.
Hello, I'm Ezekiel Gray, and I'm here to talk about the nursing program. Whenever the current teacher of the nursing program first got here, the program was in tatters. The hospitals were not wanting any of the students to come back. There were 4 students. One of the students, she had to beg to be in the program. And it was just bad. And ever since then, she has got the program up and running. She's got the hospital wanting us to come back. The hospital has been offering out jobs to students who have done clinicals there. And it's just going up. She's gotten more college credits. She's been getting grants for it to help us get new medical equipment so she can train us better. I think that's all I have to say.
Thank you. I love that first name. Our next speaker is Cheryl Mick.
Well, I like Mrs. Irvin, who is my sister. I am a member of the Quarter Store, and I've only known Miss Roberts a couple years. Same thing like Mildred said, that's where she comes in there needing things for her students. She'll come in and you'll see her going through the store and she's like, I got a student needs this. Oh, this is going to work perfect for this student, you know. So she comes in there and we have made it our delegation to hold things for her to come in by, because she is trying to do everything she can to represent these children. Okay. I think you are going to do a great injustice to her students and to her if you cancel out her program. Because someday, some of these young students in here goes on to be a doctor, well-known medical professor, may someday be the first Nobel Prize winner you see in this county. Isn't that something what you'd like to be, instead of knowing that somebody is a football jock that's, oh, he's out here making so many $1,000s? I'd rather have medical care. And like they said, someday you're going to be needing them. They may be your health care workers in your nursing home. Is that what you want?
30 seconds.
Okay, you got my 30 seconds. You need to remember this. Quarter Store gives your schools here in Nicholas County thousands of dollars a year. So I think you need to take in account for not only us helping your schools, by the quarters we make down there in that school, in that little store, but what we also give your teachers to work with too.
Thank you. Snyder.
Most of you know me. My name is Elizabeth Snyder. You have heard all the reasons why we need Beth. You know her record speaks for itself. Here is my take on it. As with Mr. Carpenter, we were the original graduating class for Webster County High School. So we've seen lots of things come and go in the last 50 years. This is a very good thing. What I want to say is, you know how negativity spreads through a community. It never stops. It goes and it goes and it goes. But when we see anything about Mrs. Roberts, it's positivity. It gives us reason to hope. It gives us reason to know that our school is on the right track and that our students are being cared for. We need more of this, not less. And that's all I want to say is how grateful I am as one of the original alumni, as a grandparent of students who are in the Webster County school system now, to say that I can see good things coming from our school system. I want to see more of it, and I hope you'll help us keep Mrs. Roberts so she can do more of that, because I truly believe it's a calling for her. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is Linda Smith.
Good evening, I'm Linda Smith, and I happen to be the treasurer at the Quarter Store. And I have been invited to sit in Beth's class because our store gives her students scholarships. And I was amazed at that class. Her class is awesome. And I know a little bit about medical because I worked in the hospital a long, long time ago. She is a wonderful person, and she is wonderful with her students. And I've sat through some of her classes that they were experimenting and doing things, and I was just amazed at the things that she has got in that room to work with and how the kids participate. And I just think that she cannot be replaced. And that's all I have to say, and thank you.
Thank you. Our next speaker is Marie D. Carpenter.
Hey guys, I'm just basically here to support Beth and her program, and I'm very proud of her and the students. There's something to be proud of.
Thank you. Okay, keeper of the time. How much time is left for Beth?
She can have 5 minutes.
5 minutes, Beth Roberts.
I'm going to yield my time to my union rep, if that's okay.
Oh, okay. Union rep, you've got 5 minutes.
I've never felt Morton before, but here I am. I'll drive here more often. I just want to clarify some things because I'm not gonna lie, I threw a grenade in the room and ran out with your when I talked about paid vacation days. And basically what that means is there's 240 days possible to work in a school year. You've got 5 employees in your board office that work 251 days. You can't work 251 days. There's only 240 days you can work. And do I think anyone in this county should lose pay? Absolutely not. No one should go backwards. We're under attack by our governor, we're under attack by our legislature, and we don't want to be under attack by our local school board. And that's the main point I wanted to make tonight is, let's not have anyone go backwards. A couple $1,000s is a drop in the bucket for a county school system. And I just have some handouts I will give after Ms. Roberts speaks because I don't want to take up time giving handouts.
Oh, so you're giving her back the remainder of her time. So how much time does she have?
4 minutes.
4 minutes, Ms. Roberts.
All right, so first I'd like to say thank you for everyone who came out to support me, and I'm grateful, more than I can say, to the parents and my students and the community. My career began long before I became a registered nurse. After high school, I attended a community college to earn my certification in medical assisting because back then you couldn't get it in high school like we offer now. And I worked in a variety of doctor's offices, from family practice to specialty care, and gained valuable experience starting at the bottom, working in a medical setting that defines how a person actually enters the medical profession. All of the foundational pathways that I teach are entry-level positions, and several of them do not require a registered nurse to teach them. There are some that ask for a registered nurse to teach them, but several of the ones I teach do not require that. Those are the positions that these kids can earn before they leave me. Amber's a great example. She is a certified patient care technician, certified phlebotomy technician, and certified EKG technician. And with those credentials, without having ever entered college, she got a job at the nursing home and is gainfully employed there, and she's choosing to further her education in nursing, which kudos to her. The point is that that foundational knowledge was significantly important to what I teach them every day. Not just the higher level thinking skills that I gained when I went to nursing school and went on to become a BSN and then went on to get my master's. I'm not teaching them master's level content yet. I do try to touch on things at the end of the year. I try to teach them what they need to know to go into the medical field and be able to feed, clothe, and shelter themselves, whether they choose to go on to college or not. I came home to Webster County. This program was struggling, and I wanted to come back to make a difference. I wanted to come back and try to invest my time in students that I thought might benefit most from me. So I'm asking the board respectfully, please reconsider or revise the way the policy is written. We should credit those CTE teachers that aren't receiving credit for their years of experience. They absolutely should be credited for that. But please do not remove the credit for my years of experience that was previously verified and approved by our previous administration. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. We're now down to our consent agenda. Is there a motion to bring our consent agenda onto the floor? So moved. Susan, is there a second?
I'll second.
Jimmy. Payment of bills, fundraisers, use of facilities, and extracurricular trips. Anyone have a question about any of that? Mike, are you getting organized over there?
That's what happened to me too.
Whenever I had all my payment bills in one spot and I covered it there, some spot.
That's okay, we'll wait.
Okay.
She's right there.
Look, typically you're out there. I was
Yeah.
I don't get. That's not the one.
There was $744.45 to transcript services. What is that? It's $86,195.
Tammy. Say it again.
Go online and get your
Okay.
It's a subscription for that.
Oh, okay.
So people use it. No.
Wow.
Went from parchment.
So online?
Yeah.
Made a mess.
Do you want to look at that?
Too many papers, aren't there, Mike?
Yeah, I
Jimmy,
do
you
that.
had any?
I just can't find it.
You didn't put it over here with my stuff.
I don't know. I don't see it. That's okay.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now we're down to new business. Is there a motion to bring new business on the floor?
My motion.
Is there a second?
I second.
Jimmy. Number one, consider approving an MOU with Webster County Family Resource Network. Any changes to that, Joseph? It's just the same that we've always had for 1 year. Number two, consider increasing after-school tutors to $30 per hour.
I want to talk about that.
Okay.
We received an email from the alternative education position. She was questioning why she was paid $25 an hour when another person with the same job classification, but worked in a different setting.
Correct.
Gets paid more.
That position was posted as a alternative education homebound position, which would allow them to do work in the school setting or outside of the school setting. If she goes outside of the school setting into a true homebound service, then she would get that same rate of pay.
Okay. Now, and we're talking about increasing the pay for other teachers that are there at the same time that she is.
After school, the next one, three.
For professional development.
Personally, so this is not, what do you mean by professional development?
Training.
So if they go to training, they get paid $30?
If they would stay after school and get training on site, like at the school under, if there'd be a Title I training or something like that, they would get that same.
Okay, so what do the after-school tutors, what do they get paid per hour?
Right now, they get paid $25 per hour.
So they're getting paid the same that she is?
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm assuming that the difference between the 25 and the 35 is because that person is working outside of the school
Correct.
system.
Providing
And
homebound-
providing their transportation.
We couldn't get anybody to apply for a homebound position, so that's why we increased it.
Okay.
If it's something that the board would want to consider increasing, we can definitely discuss that. I mean,
I think
that's
we
a
should.
possibility. But I would have to do some checking on that. I believe we would have to repost that in that situation if we would up the salary for that, because it was a contracted position.
So you're talking about the alternative ed?
Yes, ma'am. Correct.
Yeah, that's what I was talking
I
about.
can
too,
do,
was
I'll
alternative
check,
ed, but
I'll check on how.
She also provides, the special ed kids
Right.
with their services, because she is the,
And if that's something the board wants to consider,
ALC.
we can, like I said, I don't have a problem.
I'd like to.
I really think we
Okay.
do look at it.
Okay.
I think,
Easy enough.
so can it be maybe put on the next agenda for discussion?
Yep.
And you look in and see what,
Do you want it to be discussion / action?
yes.
But right now, if she goes to out of school and does it, she will be paid this new rate.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You're correct.
But she can't, because
Yes, she can.
she, in the position she's in right now, she can't. she has to be at school for those kids that are in the ALC
If
program.
there was no ALC students,
If there was
she could go out.
I don't think that'll
If she
ever.
goes out, that's what I'm
Do
saying.
you think that'll ever happen?
I hope so.
Well, it'd be nice, but I
I hope the ALC is empty.
Yeah, it'd be nice to.
I wish it'd be emptied.
Yeah.
I don't want
If
anybody.
she does go out of school, she will be paid this rate.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm like you, I'd like to.
Sure.
Like I said, she may,
So who
if
gets
it has to be
who gets the
reposted.
35? Who gets
The
the
tutors.
one that played.
The after-school tutors.
Okay.
Right. And that's, because, I mean, they're not there every day. They're only there certain days that they're needed, so.
So the 30 is,
Mhm.
is just other
Just the tutors.
individuals. Okay.
Just the
That's fine.
tutors.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're ready to go on. Number 4, consider approve, you want to say something?
No, that's whatever you guys have.
Consider
That's how we-
approving policy 3600, private industry experience credit for career and technical education. Discuss and take action on policy 7510, use of district facilities.
Only thing I had on that one real quick was, we have a policy to go out on public comment. And in that policy, it says would require individuals to have $1 million liability coverage to use our facilities. I have an email from legal that, here you go.
Oh, is there one for all of us, or you just?
Yeah.
Okay.
I gave you and Susan yours. It says that,
And I've got one someplace. Right here.
that this was, that the option was for Neola to, that Webster County didn't choose to have a coverage. So the email states from our attorney, it's an issue. A lot of community members utilize the school in the area for birthday parties, among other things. Those individuals may not often have the resources to obtain insurance coverage. Although it sounds odd to have events like this in school, these communities don't have any other locations, and their schools are widely used. And they're trying to make a decision as to whether or not insurance is going to be required of all organizations or of that nature. She replied back that community activities is an option, not a requirement. If we are talking about a small group of people having a party activity, like a birthday party, that would not be a community activity as discussed in code and how they define it under code. The statute says code boards are not liable for any loss or injury arising from use of school property made available for unorganized recreation. This is likely what would apply to a small group activity like that. So even without insurance from that group, the board is not liable if an incident does not involve board negligence or action. I got that right before the board meeting, so the attorneys want to talk about it. Right now, the way it's looking, we may not have to charge these groups, which is what I said last meeting. I don't want to charge people to use it for a birthday party. I don't want them to have to go pay $100 to get $1 million life insurance for a 50th wedding anniversary. That's not, that's their buildings. They pay the taxes on them. So I'm going to get some more information. I would still like to put that policy out for comment, and we can make changes once they come in. I'll let you know, and then when we have it all, we'll come back after 30 days, and we'll post it for a vote. I would like to, yes. Yes, I would still like to.
Does that mean,
You're going to clarify.
like, junior league wrestling?
They would have to have it because that's an organized. Yeah, yeah.
But it would be, every time they use it, they don't, I mean, they could.
They would buy one for a blanket for the year.
For the year.
Correct, correct. This would be like if you want to celebrate your 50th wedding anniversary, you would, whether or not, or if they want to have little Johnny, somebody wants to have their son's 10th birthday party. I mean, those are the things I don't want to charge for. So I'm just trying to find out to make sure we can not charge and be covered with our insurance.
Any other questions? Number 6, consider replacing policy 5340, students' accidents / cardiac arrest on 30-day public comment.
That's a brand new policy coming out of legislation. You guys got a copy of it, so. It was written by Neola. We didn't really have a lot of input on that.
So it's going out for 30 days.
Yes, ma'am.
It came out to Neola.
That's it.
We're voting on 1 through 6. All in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Not opposed. Lisa and Jimmy. Okay. My vote's a yes, so it's 3-2. Now we're down to personnel. Is there a motion to come out? Is there a motion to go into personnel? Put it on the table. Is there a second?
Second.
Mike. Now under personnel. Resignation/retirements. Edward Lowridge, head girls softball coach, Webster County High School, effective immediately. Kara Phillips, new teacher liaison, countywide, effective immediately. John Kessler, evening custodian at Webster County High School, effective immediately. 2, consider rescinding the following personnel action. Laura Snyder, first grade at Glade Elementary School, 26-27 school year. Teacher requested to stay in second grade position. 3, consider approving the following as a volunteer coach. Justin Skidmore, high school girls basketball. 4, consider approving the following extracurricular positions. Melissa Chafin, assistant girls basketball coach, Webster County High School. John Hamrick, CCLC after-school bus operator, Webster County High School. 5, consider approving the following professional positions. Bridget Stoniker, academic interventionist specialist, Glade Elementary School, 26-27 school year. 6, consider approving the following service personnel positions. Cheryl Jackson, from ECAT A 3rd grade to ECAT A 2nd grade at Glade Elementary School. Rosanna Post, from substitute aide to itinerant special education aide, Glade Elementary School, beginning January 2nd, 2026. 7, consider approving the following for the substitute teacher list. Jessica White. 8, consider approving the following for the service personnel substitute list. Sandra Brake, cook and aide, Destiny Armentrout, aide, Victoria Hall, aide, and John Kessler, custodian. 9, consider approving a leave of absence for Rose Cochran beginning November 7th, 2025 through the remainder of the 25-26 school year.
The minutes need to reflect that's an unpaid leave of absence.
Any questions or board members about any of those?
So will the sub that's in that position remain?
If there are no questions, all in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Now we're down to superintendent's updates.
Couple few things. Last week was out at the ASA conference, and we went over, had a meeting with Uriah Cummings. He got just updated on some new budgeting items throughout the year, staffing, funding, all kinds of interesting fun stuff, and said that the treasurers would get more of it this week at ASBO, that would be able to just kind of top on things we need to be doing, not be doing. Pretty good. Anytime he talks, he does good. He does well with it. I have some copies of some things here if you want to look at it. We had a meeting on Friday morning. We had Clayton Birch, used to be a former state superintendent. He's now the superintendent of the School of Deaf and Blind. Provided us with a copy of some pretty good stuff that services that are offered within the School of the Deaf and Blind that we can utilize in other counties. They don't have to go there and be on site anymore. And we was just encouraged to call him and reach out to him if we would ever have a student that needs those services. They'd start coming into the county and working with our kids now. So it's a pretty good deal. Yeah. You used to have to go there and stay.
Yeah.
They really don't want kids there now. They want them to be in their own schools.
Right.
The month of November, Glade Elementary School is doing a month of kindness. Throughout November, Glade will be participating in the Kindness Challenge aimed at fostering kindness not only within our school but also our homes and communities. A calendar outlining the activities will be distributed during the last week of the month for students to take home. Additionally, staff will receive kindness certificates to recognize any students or adults who demonstrate acts of kindness throughout that month. The goal is to encourage students to make positive, kind choices while showing compassion and empathy towards others. And that was from Tammy Garland.
Susan,
So that's a
you
pretty
and
good.
Mike.
Yeah. Where am I at? Friday, Webster County High School had a guest speaker, Lou Pellicino. I have no idea how that. It's an Italian name, Pelliccioni. Anybody want to try that?
You did a good job.
That's a
Pelliccioni.
Pelliccioni. He's a former basketball coach at WVU. He wrote a book, Success is More Than Winning, and just to talk to the kids about how to be successful adults. On November the 4th, I told you earlier, I'll be going to the SBA in attempts to secure $6.5 million for CTE funds for our high school to add to agriculture and hopefully a diesel mechanic program. So,
And good luck.
thank you. If anybody wants to ride down, they're welcome to.
For moral support.
Sure. We have a construction update.
Now,
Try to be as quick as I can. This is what they said. Right now they're having HVAC issues. They're waiting to hear back from their supplier regarding an AC to DC transformer part.
and is this at Webster Springs we're
Yes.
talking about?
Said they could start to move it. They can start moving in. They're trying to have a problem. They got portable heaters to control the temperature. They're having a problem right now trying to regulate all that. Yes. They're saying that the door frame, the issue is not knowing the problem. The issue is getting the part. The glass is to be in this week for the doors. They said they will install what they can the week of November the 10th. Corrected door frame piece has a ship date of 11/19. Canopy roof should be completed by end of the day tomorrow. Interior replacement of doors installed, including the hardware, waiting on the glass for that. So that was, everything is going well at Glade. They should be about ready to wrap up. Our new buses, we had a bus breakdown. We can't get a part for it. We're currently borrowing a bus from Nicholas County. The part is supposed to be in Elkins tomorrow, and Jeremy will go pick that up. I was going to have my wife pick it up, but she's not in Elkins tomorrow, so sorry about that. Special thanks to Superintendent Scott Cochran, next door in Nicholas County, giving us a bus for a loaner for the week. Should hope to have ours back on the road by Thursday, though. Our new buses, one is what they say is in delivery process, meaning all the final state inspectors inspected it, and we hope to have that bus by the end of this week, is what Jeremy said. I want to just say shout out to congratulations to our fall sports teams as they begin to wrap up the fall seasons. Everybody, good thanks to the athlete, coaches, and parents that help with that. And we need to wish good luck to our cross-country runners at the state track meet in Cabell Midland, I believe this Saturday. Spencer Baird, Logan Brown, Casey Farmer, Ron Bennett, Austin Lewis, and Braylon Clayton. Be doing that. Sorry, starting to lose my voice. SESC update. I talked to you earlier about the media day that they wanted to have. They're going to now wait until the fall 2026 to do that, so they can include fall sports and spring sports. They just feel like they can't pull it off in a month for winter sports, and they didn't want to leave people out. They were asking for volunteers to help out with that. So that was about all. We in our returns from investment on them since 2023, we've Webster County's taken in $11,530 back. We've gotten back on money from them. Dr. Powell will present data results after the LSIC meetings are over. These meetings are going on long enough, so she said she would like to wait, if that was okay with you guys, to do data after the LSIC. High school will be having a Veterans Day Assembly November the 12th at 1 o'clock. Reminder that November the 3rd is a PL Day, no school for students. And
What day is that?
Monday. Is it yeah.
No, I mean, what,
11, 12, 1 o'clock.
I was talking about the PE day.
Well, PL Day?
It's November.
November 3rd.
Okay.
That's a Monday. And last thing I have is that the documents were released Thursday last week from the bus garage. There's a pre-bid meeting on November the 6th. They're hoping to open bids on the bus garage November the 20th. That's all I got. That was a lot. Enough.
You went to a meeting for rural health.
I did go to the meeting. I forgot about my meeting with rural health with the governor. I got picked to go. I was at a round table with the governor. Pretty good meeting. Lots of talk about a grant that they're applying for. I think Rachel's going to do a write-up in the paper about it. And there'll be a lot of details in there about it. I'll spare them to you tonight. Maybe we have some time in another meeting. In short, they're applying for a federal grant they're hoping to get about $500 million from the federal government and each state for rural health care and to amp it up and help with jobs and to do things like that.
So how many counties are involved in this?
All 55. It's the whole state.
It's the whole state.
Yes, the whole state.
Oh, it said rural.
No.
We're definitely
Yeah,
rural.
every state is involved. All 50 states.
55.
Yeah, all 50 states and all 55 counties could see something from this. Myself and superintendent from Preston County was there. So,
You mean you were the only two superintendents at this meeting?
Yeah, with the
Were all 55 invited?
No.
Oh, just some were invited. Oh, so you and the Preston County.
Yeah.
How nice.
Yeah, it was. Hopefully we get some more out of that and hopefully get some money for our health care in this area. And I think that is all I have for this evening.
Okay. Mike, do you have anything?
One new bus is coming this week. When's the other one coming? They haven't given us a date. We're gonna have to order 3 buses next year. We're getting behind on our maintenance. I mean, it's showing up like you got to borrow a bus. That's sad. Another thing I was informed. I had a couple calls on people asking why we're making the sports each sport have their own banquet. We're not having one sports banquet this year, but so each sport has to do their own banquet.
Now, when did that happen?
Well, it just come down, I guess, because
Who decides? Who makes that decision?
who made the decision, but they also told them they couldn't use the money they had fundraised in their individual funds for the banquet. I mean, a regular sports banquet, they sold tickets, and you go and you did it for that event. And it was one event, and all the different sports
Were there.
15, 20 of them, whatever there are, were there. But my question is, why are they changing it?
Now, you should have asked when the principal was here. You should have.
Well, he was
I
in
know.
LSIC, but
I know.
yeah, I mean, that just doesn't make any sense. It's going to cost more, and they can't use the money that they fundraised for each sport.
That's going to be a lot of banquets.
It's a lot of banquets, 18, 20 banquets.
We got lots of sports.
Yeah, there's like for every little sport we have.
Doesn't make sense.
So is that going to be meaning that now we're going to have more money to keep up with because if you're giving money for those things, because that's going to include food. I mean, so like now that's going to be even more things to keep up with.
It's more difficult. They didn't have one banquet.
It's going to be more
I
headaches.
just want to know why they went away from it. It doesn't make sense to make each sport
Do their own.
it, and you got to get the schedule the event and
The food.
and then how they can't use their money they've raised for it.
Yeah. So I mean, because my understanding, so like football, they have in their funds they have a separate fund for food, right? that they can use to feed the kids? That's my understanding. Stacy, is that right? Do you know? With the, is there, football has a separate.
I know the answer to this question.
So, I mean, is that something that each, again, I'm just thinking, every sport is gonna have to do that. So.
But they've already fundraised for everything. They didn't know this was coming.
Right.
I mean, I think if they're gonna change it, they ought to wait till next year to change it.
I agree.
I mean, I don't see
Stacy,
why.
do you know the answer? Why are we having individual buckets for? Now say it again.
She said the coaches knew about it for a year and the coaches actually voted on it.
When did this vote take place? But they're just now telling everyone?
Well, I had 2 coaches call me that didn't know anything about it till this week. That's what they told me. Maybe they didn't go to the meeting.
So the coaches want to have individual banquets. Oh, I got you. Well, like a, yeah. Well, a long time ago, they used to have individual banquets. A long time ago. Okay.
Okay, so.
Thank you, Stacy.
So another question as far as money. So I had someone ask me about, so if, some of the teams are like, before the games or whatever, they're eating. So if parents are giving, $5, $10, $20 to the parents as far as getting ready, getting food prepared before the games.
Yeah.
How does that play into donations? As far as, do you have to have a receipt for that $5 you give?
Some of the parents are cooking the food, because I heard one other say,
but I'm
she
saying,
didn't make so many pepperoni rolls.
But I'm just saying that if you're the parent and I give you $10 to, hey, here's my contribution to the food, I mean, are we?
I can't make pepperoni rolls at all tastes.
Right, and when it comes down to this whole keeping track of every little bit of money that is being donated to.
Let me ask you a question. Are you saying like you're giving it to the parent that's making it, or are you giving it to the football team that's making it? If you're giving it from one parent to another parent, then that's out of our hands. But if it goes through that school.
Well, I don't know if it's necessarily.
I see what you're
boosters. I mean, it's not necessarily a booster situation.
If Jimmy Hamrick wants to feed the team.
Yeah.
Then you would take $300 and you would give the school $300 and say, here, I want to buy the middle school football team's next meal. You would give them that, they would receipt that money, then they could use that money to pay for the food. Yes.
But if it's from one parent to another
One parent,
if it's
either
just a
parent or
group
the
of
player wants to pay for a team meal and they just go buy the food and give it to the team, what has to be done then? That's out of
Under food, I don't think that would fall under that.
So like with
because I know that's
like saying if you want to go buy 10 pizzas.
Yeah, but like there's like
And I'll feed them.
Sisters, Sisters of Christ, right? Is that
Yes.
So if they're getting money for giving food for an individual team, not an issue kind of deal. There's nothing.
Only, now, like I said, if you want to say here's $500, buy them, go to Walmart and get them 10 pizzas, then you should be receipted that money.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So if it's just parents and doing that kind of thing, that's one thing. But if it's okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Anything else, Mike?
No, that's all I got.
Susan, you have anything? Jimmy, you have anything?
That was it.
Lisa, you have anything? We're down to adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn? Motion. Lisa, is there a second?
I second.
Jimmy, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Opposed? Motion carries.